Last year.
Feels good, Been here for 2 weeks already and getting to, get some legs under me and with the skates and feels good to be with the guys. A lot of same faces back in the team, so I'm excited to be back and get actually a lot of practice time with the team and obviously new system and stuff like that. So exciting times.
Do you feel the hunger that they feel? I mean, going to 3 conference finals in a row, they want that next step, really, Ben. I'm sure you do too.
Yeah, I do. I could feel from obviously coaching staff and a lot of the same players been here for the last 3 years. So I think the hunger is there. Obviously, now we just gotta. It's a long road until April. So we gotta just think about now, tomorrow, and not much further. Try to get. The chemistry is going on the lines and get to know the system, but it's obviously the big goal is at the end in the playoffs.
After all you had to go through last year, do you feel like having the stability, kind of knowing where you're going to play all season, that can help you going into this year?
Yeah, I think so. I think it's for mental side of the sport. It's easier when you know where you're going to go or where you're going to be. So I think it's. When you're feeling good mentally, I think it helps on the ice, so I think it should help.
In the aftermath of last season, having been through 3 organizations, the playoffs, fast start, and the way everything ended for this team, how different was it all season when you went back and thought about everything?
Yeah, a lot different, It was way different than all the other ones, because going through 3 teams, and all the mental side of the things where you don't know what's going to happen and get surprised by a couple things. So it was, hopefully I don't have to go through that again.
How long did it kind of take you to get to a point, okay, now everything's good, I'm moving forward and I'm fresh and I know I'm going?
Well, yeah, I think after, like when you sign to Dallas, when you signed here for 8 years, that's kind of where when it helped, that was kind of when I knew that this was going to be the place for multiple years, and then you start to feel the relief.
People, your teammates talk about your leadership skills. You put a lot of weight on it, or you're just you, and that becomes leadership?
Yeah, I think it's just with the experience, 10th year in the league now, and so I think more with the experience, obviously try to be vocal in the locker room and stuff like that. So but it's just natural. I'm not trying to overthink it. I try to do the same things I did in the previous teams and just be myself.
Well, what have you heard or learned about Kelly? I know it's only been one day on the ice, but conversations you had with him, conversations maybe other guys had with you about it. What do you learn about him? What do you think?
Yeah. Well, he's coming from a really good team in Edmonton. Back-to-back finals. They beat us last year. They're playing really good hockey, and their system has been really good. So I think obviously if he's bringing some things from there, I think it's good for our team. He can help us, and he seems like a really good guy. He's honest, wants us to work hard, but I think I like the honesty in the head coaches, and he seems like that.
Mikko, he talked about wanting to a little bit of a physical percentage, just a 1% of this, to get the team playing more playoff style earlier.
Yep.
And it seems like that plays right into the way you like to play anyway.
Yeah, I think so. I think it's good to start early. It's hard, like I saw he said somewhere, it's hard to turn it on. Like when the playoffs start, you got to kind of build it the whole year. Obviously, there's going to be games where maybe you're lacking that, but most of the time we try to be more physical a little bit and hard to play against.
Is that more of a mental thing all year? Because there's no way you can play playoff intensity for 82 games.
I think it's mental, yeah. Yeah, you can't play with playoff intensity 82 games or you'll probably run out of gas when the playoffs start. So I think it's a mental side of it. You gotta just try to be on your toes all the time and just think about being a little bit more physical.
You've been on some good goals in your career. Your short time with Otter, what do you take from what you've seen from him and what can make him a championship goalie?
Yeah, he's a big goalie. He moves well. He's, I think top 3 goalie in the league for sure, and that's a big advantage, And to have a goalie like that and who you can trust, and he works hard off the ice. He wants to get better, which is really good also. And obviously, Casey is a really good backup for Otter. He had a really good season last year.
Mikko, your playoff performance was almost unstoppable. What was clicking for you
Yeah, I think, you know, hockey, sometimes it goes like that, but I think, you know, playoffs, I personally like, I think everybody likes playoffs, but I think I like the physicality side of it, and I think it's part of my game, and obviously, you know, line mates, teammates were helping me. I couldn't do anything alone. So I think that's the big key, but it's hard to say, you know, sometimes you go through stretches like that, and then sometimes you might play even better, but you don't score or whatever. So that's how hockey goes sometimes.
You've been around winning teams, though. Was there any characteristics that you saw within this team at the Western Conference Final that is similar to those teams that went all the way?
Yeah, I think so. I think it's a veteran group with still hungry veterans, you know, and I think winning in the playoffs builds the culture, you know. I think that's what this team has done. That's one of the reasons I wanted to come here is, you know, they've been successful. There's a lot of good leaders. So I think that's probably the main reason, and I can see a lot of similarities, yeah.